People ask me where my work starts from, how I get my ideas, and why I do particular pieces. Teaching has helped me a whole lot let my figures evolve. Actually, before I started teaching, like 15 years ago, I didn't want to teach. I just wanted to work in the studio. As I was learning more and more about how to teach and being more effective, I found that it was kind of resonating in the studio too. And the fact that I teach exactly what I do. I would go and teach figure sculpting. And I taught that. I still teach it. So I've taught it for 15 years, and it's like I work almost every day in the studio on female figures, and then I go and teach from a female body, and that's why I don't hardly ever bring models into the studio, because I don't want to do portraits. I think the female figure, the female body is a better form and has every problem that you can run into just within that form. And it also contains every kind of emotion and any kind of thought. And it's what I know best, so that's what I do, is I relate whenever I'm doing like these life-size reliefs. It's really interesting because I work on them right just like that. So I'm like right next to them. And they're the same size as me. So it's almost like I'm like having a dialogue with them. And that's why I can change them easily, because, if I want them to have a different motion or something, I just stand there and go, that's what I want it to do. Sometimes they're an instant emotion, and sometimes they're something that's just been in my head for a really long time. And I'm finally doing on a larger scale, if it's a larger scale, because I do drawings in maquettes that are almost like repetitious. These in the top area here are a few of the maquettes that are from my wall series that I started a couple of years ago in Seaside, Florida, when I did a residency there, and I concentrated on just working with figures relating to walls. What I do with maquettes is I just basically work through ideas, and usually if I decide to take it a step further and work large on the idea, sometimes the actual large piece doesn't look anything like the small pieces. I may start from an exact maquette that I'm wanting to copy, and just make it into a larger piece. And of course, just making it larger makes it look completely different. But almost every single time, I make them exactly backwards, all the way through the body, on the legs and everything. I've actually gotten to where I sometimes will catch it early whenever I'm working on a large piece, and I'll change it. That's what happened on the wall piece outside. I build pieces from what I want to do and what I know, and if they hang around with me for a little while or a really long time, then there's something that I can live with. And if not, they get the sledgehammer. You gotta put the sledgehammer to them every once in a while. Put them out of their misery.